We spoke to licensed financial planners and asked them what would be the ideal financial goals, either for those who are single as well as for couples with children. Now, let's take a look at the single person first. Well, we came up with a financial model of a single person who is 25 years old, earning 2,500 ringgit and has been working for about 2 to 4 years. He or she is renting a room in the Klang Valley and takes public transportation to work. Now, let's assume this single person also does not have any savings or insurance. So what should their short-term goal for 2019 be? Well, if this sounds like you, pay attention, as this may help you avoid major mistakes later in life.
We met with two licensed financial planners. They did some conservative calculations and found that even after removing expenses such as room rental, food, and even gym fees, our model person should have some money left over monthly.
Somebody who actually earns 2,500 a month should still be able to have about close to 900 ringgit available once you deduct all of those expenses. So the fact that a lot of people say, oh, we're single, we're only earning below 2,500, that we don't have sufficient money, to me that is actually misleading, because it's actually dependent on how you spend it instead of spending it the way you would like to.
I identify that most of the time they face this issue basically because they cannot stop their hands from putting inside the accounts and make withdrawal that is unplanned for. And to avoid this, it's very simple. You just have to separate your savings from your day-to-day cash account.
According to Kevin, the problem isn't how much you earn, but more with how you spend.
A person making 2,500, they will complain that their earnings is low. A person earning 5,000 will say the same thing. So it comes back to the person yourself. What kind of lifestyle are you living? So when you make complaints that your income is low, look at your own lifestyle. Are you really spending money a lot that is avoidable? Or are you really try your best to save, to cut expenses, but you still couldn't maintain a very basic lifestyle? If you couldn't, then that would be a problem. But most of the time, they are actually able to still chase after their desired lifestyle.
Once you have surplus money, the next thing to do is to buy health and life insurance for yourself.
In the short term, because this person doesn't have insurance, either life or medical, they might have insurance from their employer, but I still think that having your own personal medical insurance is very important. Because if something were to happen to you, you're being retrenched by your employer, then you still can go back to your own personal. And actually, the cost of taking a medical insurance, especially a standalone medical plan right now, is actually not that expensive. You can get one as low as 52 ringgit a month, which is doable. So instead of maybe 3 or 4 frappuccinos at Starbucks, you can use it to pay your monthly medical standalone card. This person can then look into taking basic life insurance and TPD coverage. Also, you can look it up online. For 100,000, term policy is only about 17 ringgit 50 cents a month. So it's not expensive. So if we equate it to the Starbucks frappuccino, it's like one venti frappuccino.
With the surplus money, you can also start putting aside money for short-term and long-term goals that you may have, like getting married.
If I do a simple calculation, if you want to put aside 30,000 ringgit for your wedding, so it's a very simple wedding. It might be in a hall instead of a hotel with catered food, with not a lot of basic dog gifts and everything. It might cost you about 30 to 40,000.
If buying a home is your long-term goal, this 25-year-old person can now get a 100% guaranteed loan for homes under 400,000 ringgit, so you don't have to save up for the down payment. However, you still have to make sure your expenses are low enough so that a bank will approve your loan. At this age, it's important to start thinking about investments and how to make your money grow for your eventual retirement.
If you don't put your money to work for you, eventually you will find that you have to spend more and more just to maintain the same quality of lifestyle. But before you invest, it's very important to make sure you first have savings. because if anything unexpected, you would want to prevent making withdrawal from your investment account. Because what if at that moment your investment account is making a loss? If you don't have any backup plans or means, right, you have no choice but to realize all those losses, and that'll be very sayang.
In this scenario, for this person, if we actually assume a 5% increment on a year-to-year basis, by the time they reach 60 years old, they will have about 800,000 in their EPF account, assuming they didn't take out a single cent for anything. So that means they can live with about 4,000 a month, including inflation, for the next 20 years, which is, I wouldn't say it's comfortable, but it's still something compared to most of the people who do not have anything. But if they then have the resources, because they've been managing their finances properly, they should be able to add on to their retirement, and the more that they add to retirement, the more they'll have for their retirement later.
Now, if you find that even after all the cuts you've made in your monthly budget, you still can't afford to invest money monthly, then start investing in knowledge.
The best thing they can do right now at this age, right, is to invest in themselves. If you look at it, right, nowadays we have a lot of job or a lot of work that maybe 10 years or 5 years ago, we didn't even know that it would exist. So it's important for us to constantly upgrade ourselves in terms of our skill set, in terms of our knowledge. And you have to always question yourself, what is the purpose of you being exist in this world? Find something that you care about, a problem, then you find a way to solve it. Sometimes when you do this, you realize that you might just happen to create a business opportunity for yourself. So if you are not the entrepreneurial type of person, then you have to look for opportunity or career that can help you to grow. You can actually have a discussion with your management to review your performance, to consider whether you are suitable to transfer to another department that you like, or to promote yourself.
Nobody knew who